Tonight's broadcast is made possible by Strack & Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Ironworkers Local 395, proud to be union. Four Seasons Mechanical, quality and comfort is our guarantee. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn. IBEW Local 697, proud to support high school sports. Bricklayers Local 4, the best hands in the business. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. The Right Group, the right way to buy and sell real estate. Mark Macknick, Chicagoland Tax Professionals. Blythe's Team Sports, where the athlete shops. And Hampton Inn, downtown Indianapolis. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network. We come to you tonight from historic Northside Gymnasium as the Region Sports Network presents live audio coverage of the Indiana High School Boys Basketball Tournament as the Crown Point Bulldogs take on the Northridge Raiders in the Class 4A Semi-State Championship. I'm Leo Staudaher, and I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's action, and joining me with the color analysis is Doug Nelson. Good evening, Doug. The objective is simple tonight. Win, and you play next weekend for a state title. There are 4 teams remaining in Class 4A, and we have 2 of them on the floor tonight.
Yeah, you got a Final Four here. These two guys combined record of 50-2. A lot of star power on both teams that we'll get to here in a little bit. But, this is what it's all about, man. Indiana basketball for a chance to play for it all.
We are at the 7th largest gym in the nation in terms of capacity, holding 7,373, and fans are filing in for what should be a good matchup between the 24-1 Crown Point Bulldogs and the 26-1 Northridge Raiders. So let's meet the Bulldogs of Crown Point. They enter tonight's matchup after playing the second game of the doubleheader earlier, beating Fort Wayne Snyder in decisive fashion, led by that real surge in the second half.
Yeah, again, a lot of it starts on the defensive end for these guys, but Mason Darrell had a great game this morning. Dikembe Shaw played strong, played aggressive against bigger, stronger guys. We thought Cooper Mulaski had a monster game and did a lot of very efficient things, and they got done, and they made it look pretty easy. Again, even at halftime, it was a 9-point game, but it felt like it was a wider lead than that.
It was one of those games where Snyder made a few rallies, but it seemed like each time it got close, the Bulldogs were able to kick it up a notch and really distance themselves.
Yeah, and then that's what they do, and that's where the depth of Crown Point really helps with that. But, maybe Snyder ran out of gas a little bit, but, Crown Point got it done when they had to.
As we look at their opponent on the other end of the floor, the Raiders of Northridge, playing in their first semi-state championship at 26-1. They had to play from behind, trailing at the half against Homestead this morning, but were able to win it by about 10 points in the fourth quarter to secure their spot in this evening's game.
Yeah, it was a 7-point lead at the end of the game, but it was more like a one-possession game. Then you got the foul at the end, but it's all about Indiana Wesleyan commit Brady Scholl. He's going to be an Indiana All-Star, 6'7", averaging 25 points a game, 12 boards a game. He looks like a Division I athlete when he walks out, walks on the court. He passes the eye test. And he's also got support from Hayden Johnson. Comes in averaging 14 points a game, 68 threes made on the year. He's heading to St. Francis, to extend his career. So, as I mentioned, a lot of star power, a lot of guys that can make plays, and it's going to be, with neither team never advancing to the state championship before, it's a little even keel there.
There's a lot of excitement. Both teams trying to punch their ticket to Indianapolis for the state title next weekend, trying to make program history in the process. We will continue to set the stage for the semi-state championship between Crown Point and Northridge. So stick around. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Strack & Van Til was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Strachan Mantel.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Headquartered in Griffith, Indiana, Absolute Power Systems has been delivering top-notch service since 2004, with a team of skilled technicians boasting extensive training on some of the biggest names in the business, like Cummins, Caterpillar, John Deere, Volvo, and more. They focus on providing exceptional industrial engine service and generator power system maintenance and repair. Check them out on the web at AbsolutePowerSystems.com. Absolute Power Systems, powering your business absolutely.
When life takes an unexpected turn, you need someone in your corner. The Region lawyers stand up for you when it matters most. Facing criminal charges, injured in an accident, our experienced legal team is ready to fight for your rights and protect your future. We believe every client deserves personal attention, honest guidance, and relentless representation. In the Region, we take care of our own, and we are proud to stand up for the people of our community. Call the Region lawyers today at 219-750-9380 for a free consultation. The Region lawyers, the gold standard for legal representation.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship, the best hands in the business.
The Game Night Forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast in Elkhart, it's 60 degrees and cloudy with temperatures dropping throughout the evening for a relatively moderate day in mid to late March. That's the Friday night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. So as the Bulldogs and Raiders get ready for tip-off here, you have to think those first few minutes, there's going to be a lot of different emotions going on for these players. What's key to try to settle that down to start the game?
Just trust your habits. You know, coaches will maybe run something pretty easy, maybe get a paint touch early and get a shot in the lane as opposed to a shot in the three. You know, we saw in the Crown Point game early this morning that I think that both teams turned it over their first two possessions.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was kind of sloppy. So whoever can get through that, get past that, you know, they're going to have an advantage in the first quarter. We've always said you can't win the game in the first quarter, but you can certainly lose it. You know, so it's a long game, 32 minutes, but and it's going to be a battle for 32, and it should be at this point.
Both teams are trying to make their first appearance in the state championship game, playing in Class 4A. It doesn't get much bigger than this in front of a full house here at Northside Gymnasium. We will turn it down to the public address announcer for the playing of the national anthem and then the introduction of the starting lineups from both schools. So keep it locked in here on the Region Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteous to those around you. Abusing language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at IHSAA events. Let's support the student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please enjoy tonight's championship game. The referees for this semifinal championship game, as assigned by the IHSAA, are Jake Linder, Zachary Barnes, and Rob Couch. The alternate for tonight's game is Joe Rudolph. Ladies and gentlemen, please remove your hats. If you're able to, please stand and join us in honoring our country. The colors are presented by members of the Elkhart High School Air Force Junior ROTC. We kindly remind you to remain standing at attention until after the playing of our national anthem and the retiring of the colors. We are pleased tonight to also welcome Elkhart High School choir members from the Golden Corral. They are under the direction of Mr. Jeff Ryder.
So there was the national anthem, nicely done by the Elkhart High School choir, as now we will get ready to meet the starters from each team. As both teams, we've talked about some of the star power each team has, those college-bound players, but as we saw in the earlier game today, it could be anyone from either of these sides that could be the hero in a well-matched game between two teams like these.
Yeah, that's why, both these teams are here, with two combined losses. With Crown Point, we got Kingston and Caden Rhodes that have just been monsters, and you got Bryce Peters who stepped up, and he's long. He's really good on-the-ball defender. You can go down the list. Cooper Molaski, and, of course, Dikembe Shaw. So, and then, of course, with Northridge, again, you got talent, you got size. They have a bunch of seniors, too, so that experience has been there. They have not been in this big game, but neither has Crown Point. But this is the hurdle that Crown Point's been trying to get past, so they've been in this situation. But with, you never know with kids, and it's just a matter of who's going to do it and get it done and execute.
For the Raiders, it's their first semi-state appearance. For the Bulldogs, it's their 5th overall, their 3rd consecutive, as the Raiders, coached by Scott Radiker in his 8th year with the program, 25th year overall, so he brings that experience on the bench, while the Bulldogs, Clint Swan in his 20th year with Crown Point, 29th year overall. And we see the Raiders getting ready to take the floor in their black uniforms with green numbers outlined in gold and green pattern along the side, while the Bulldogs will be wearing their home white uniforms with red numbers, red stripes along the side, and the sleeves to complete the outfit. So now the starting five, as we will find out from Northridge, it's a upperclassman heavy lineup for the Raiders with 3 seniors and 2 juniors led by Freeman Schallebeck, Carson Rumfelt, Hayden Gorball, Hayden Johnson, and Brady Scholl. As they're being introduced in front of the crowd, there's a lot of green and yellow in this building. The Northridge fans really did travel well for both games.
Well, we talked about it. They're about 25 minutes away from home, so that's a pretty good advantage. And these guys probably went home and took a nap and got 8 and maybe met back and watched some video or something, or maybe watch this game somewhere. So. And we saw Crown Point out at their hotel in between games. I'm sure getting off their feet, getting hydrated.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. You know, guys are used to playing 2 or 3 games in a day in the AAU circuit. You know, they're used to playing, but under this pressure, these conditions, not so much. So
we'll see if that's different atmosphere.
We'll see what happens here.
As we will now get ready to meet the starters from the Bulldogs, as Crown Point going with 4 seniors and a junior. It's another upperclassman heavy group, and a lot of players that have been featured on these teams the last couple of years that have made the semi-state runs, trying to finally get over that semi-state hurdle. As they've fell to Homestead last year, Fishers the year prior, and now facing Northridge in the semi-state championship with a trip to Indianapolis at stake. Crown Point's starting crew getting introduced. We will introduce them as well. It'll be Kingston Rhodes, Mason Darrell, Bryce Peters, Dikembe Shaw, and Cooper Mulaski, the starting 5 for the Bulldogs. And this has kind of been the group they've been rolling with for most of the season. It's really, you could pick your poison with those 5 players who could go off on a given night.
And that's the thing, is anybody could. You know, anybody can go off. We saw Dikembe earlier in the year go for 40.
Yeah.
You know, when he broke the 1,000
against Hamilton
point.
Southeastern,
when he got his 1,000 points. So, you know, again, anybody can do it. Darrell can get hot. Cooper, you know, we saw Cooper get hot this morning. He was very effective getting the things rolling for Crown Point.
Yeah, Cooper Mulaski with 14 points in the opener, including a couple of 3-pointers, the first 3-pointer to start the game. So when you can get him involved shooting from beyond the arc, that really says a lot about the Crown Point offense.
Yeah, he had 14 points like on 6 shots. I mean, he was very efficient.
He was efficient, yeah. As we see the Bulldogs meeting their crowd as well. So a lot of red and white in the stands to contrast, I should say, the green and yellow of Northridge. It's a full house here in Elkhart. They're ready for some postseason basketball.
It's going to be fun, Leo. It's going to be fun. I remember this morning we walked in and Northridge was playing, and we kind of, I mentioned it too, but you get to the top of the stairs and the acoustics here are like, whoop, this is Indiana basketball. This is it. The lights on the court. This is exciting.
So Crown Point will be going from our right to our left. Northridge will be attacking from left to right. It'll be Shaw against Scholl going for the tip-off. A couple of college-bound players. Shaw will be playing at UIC. Scholl will be playing at Indiana Wesleyan. We are ready for basketball here. The officials tonight, Jake Linder, Zachary Barnes, Rob Couch with Joe Rudolph as the alternate. Shaw wins the tip to Peters. We are officially underway as Kingston Rhodes brings it over midcourt. Rhodes shuffles to his right. Slashes towards the basket, kicks it out to the wing to Shaw. Shaw gets moving. Darrell swings it left side Mulaski. Mulaski connects with Peters, and they'll regroup back up top with Rhodes as Mulaski gathers it in the front court. Shaw takes it forward with a right-handed dribble drive along the baseline. Switches up to the left hand, steps back for the mid-range floater. Off the iron. Scholl pokes it forward with the left hand, and the Raiders take over possession after Shaw's field goal did not fall his way.
Yeah, you got 2 very good defensive teams here, Leo.
Scholl runs through the right post, banks it in off the window, and the Raiders strike first.
Yeah, I don't like Shaw fading away on the other end, but Scholl, he's going to do that tonight. He goes very strong to the rim.
Darrell pulls up for a left side 3, and it's off the mark. Off the mark, collected by Johnson, and the Raiders have it. And the Northridge student section lets Darrell hear about that one. Johnson on the left side, flips it right side to Schallebeck. Down low, connects with Gorbel. Back up top to Schallebeck. The senior point guard skips it forward. He was looking for Scholl, but it's swatted away by Mulaski. The junior got his right hand in front of that one, sent it into the crowd, and the Raiders will look to regroup on the inbound from the sideline.
Yeah, Molaski's being very physical on Scholl early on. Scholl's had to tuck his shirt in about 3 times already.
Rumfeldt locates Scholl, pulls up for a deep three-pointer. It spins out, but it's rebounded down low by Gorbel. He tries to knock it in, but it rolls away. The Bulldogs take over. Kingston Rhodes handles, gets it to Shaw at the right wing. He brings it forward, and a foul will be called on the Raiders.
Yeah, I think Rumsfeld guarding Shaw is an advantage for Crown Point if Shaw can get inside. He's got to get inside and post up and be strong in there because Rumsfeld's given up about 4 inches.
Peters from the baseline, looking for a partner, floats one to Darrell at the front court. Darrell loses his dribble but recovers at the baseline, being guarded by Scholl. Locates Rhodes at the left front court. Rhodes moves along the perimeter, swings it to Darrell. Molaski reels it in with a right hand in the paint and scoops it up and over for 2. Cooper Molaski puts the Bulldogs on the board.
Mr. Everything for Bulldogs.
All even at 2 points apiece as Brady Scholl brings it forward. Scholl averaging 24 points per game and 12 rebounds. He has Molaski right in front of him, skips it to his left now, gets it right back from his teammate, and Scholl slithers along the baseline, sends it to the cup, but it rolls out. Shaw grabs the rebound, and the Bulldogs move to the offensive. Shaw sends it left side Peters. Peters fakes the step right and then surges forward. Gets it to Molaski underneath, and Molaski banks it in off the window. Back-to-back points for Molaski and the Bulldogs as they lead 4-2.
And that's the thing. I just think Crown Point's got a better supporting cast. You got 2 guys from Northridge that can score, and no one else has really counted on scoring the basketball.
Rhodes putting pressure on the ball carrier as Schalabach brings it forward, floats it up with the right hand, and it falls right down the middle. As the Raiders even it at 4. Darrell slashing forward, tries to toss it up just underneath the basket, but it falls wide as a foul is called.
As I said, last 4 or 5 games we've seen Darrell play. He's doing a great job of getting those paint touches and not settling for the outside 3 right away.
Mason Darrell heads to the line. Darrell, another one of those college-bound Crown Point players, prepares for his first free throw. It spins out. So we saw the free throw shooting wasn't exactly as efficient as the Bulldogs wanted it to be in Game 1. They will look to not let that hurt them here in the late game as Darrell converts on the second.
Yeah, they shot 12 for 22 this morning, Leo. That's not going to get it done here tonight.
And off the inbound, they get it to Scholl. Darrell, the Bellarmine commit, goes 1 of 2 from the line with just over 5 minutes left, and a foul will be called on Crown Point as they were putting on the lengthy press. It'll be Peters tagged for that foul.
I'll tell you what, if they're going to call it that tight all night, it's going to be a long night.
Crown Point leads 5-4 on the inbound. Rumfeldt sends it in to Scholl. Scholl takes it forward. And now the Bulldogs ease up on the press this time as Scholl crosses the logo. Left side goes to Rumfeldt.
Got a little high-low look there for Scholl.
Right side, Johnson. Johnson tries a deep three-pointer. Off the back iron into the hands of Molaski. The Bulldogs take over as Shaw takes it forward with the left hand. Shaw looks for things to develop. Slides to his right. Moves through the post against Scholl, but he goes above and beyond for the field goal. Shaw going against the 6'7" Brady Scholl had no problem there.
Went right into his chest, Leo.
And then going coast to coast is Rumfeldt, has it poked away by Rhodes. And that was Schalabach taking it coast to coast. Still Rhodes jabs it away and gets called for the foul. Or it's Darrell. Darrell is called for the foul. Both were down low. So Crown Point leading 7-4, but we will have 2 free throws.
They're calling that a shooting foul too, Leo. I mean,
so Schalabach will head to the line with a chance to shoot 2 right in front of the Crown Point student section. His first one is short. As Caden Rhodes checks in for the Bulldogs, and Jake Scholl enters for the Raiders. So both teams with some brothers of the starting lineup making their appearances off the bench. The second free throw no good, but it's jabbed backward. The Raiders hang on to it. This is Jake Scholl, gets it to Brady. Brady pulls up just inside the arc. It goes off the back iron. The rebound punched forward, and Peters tries to settle it down. Then he has it knocked away. No call as it's brought forward by Johnson. No look pass to Scholl. He sends it off the back iron. Shaw grabs the rebound with the right hand and tries to help his team now leave the defensive zone.
Yeah, when we saw them play this morning, Brady Shaw looked exhausted by the end of the game. And, you know, he's got a lot on his shoulders. He shoots it 18 times a game. So you got to expect he's going to shoot it over 25 times here tonight.
Shaw running things at the point, takes it into the paint, looking for a path forward around Scholl. And he just floats it up with the left hand, had the ball near the basket, and then Shaw gets a block on the other end of the floor, but the Raiders recover. Their left side three-pointer, no good. Brady Scholl recovers, but a lot going on for Dikembe Shaw, both offensively and defensively early here.
Well, Scholl was late getting down the floor, as I'm saying. He's wiped already. He's exhausted right now.
Caden Rhodes settles things down, sends it backward to Peters as the Bulldogs bring the ball down the floor, leading 9-4 with just over 3 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. Here's Bryce Peters, skips it forward to Shaw. Shaw with a step-back three-pointer. Rolls out, and then he gets knocked down to the floor. It was a long two. He had the right foot inside the arc. The left foot was almost out. Shaw gets sent down to the floor as the foul was on Rumfelt. It will send Shaw to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, I mentioned that was a clear out for Shaw, but I think he's got an advantage on athleticism on Northridge right now.
Shaw sinks the first free throw as Darrell returns to the game for Crown Point, and Michael Wilson makes his first appearance. Parker Janes also enters the contest for the Raiders.
Yeah, but that there was the worst shot in basketball. Shooting with your foot on the three-point line, you might as well be shooting a layup. So I'd like to see him get inside and get fouled, not necessarily shooting perimeter shots and getting fouled.
Shaw's first free throw was good, and the second one finds its way through as well. So he's up to 6 points as the Bulldogs lead 11-4. Brady Scholl takes it down the floor. He has Shaw just a step in front of him. Skips it forward to Schalabach. Schalabach being guarded by Peters. Looking to connect with Johnson. Johnson takes it at the top of the arc, nearly loses it, and then it squeaks away from him. Shaw's pass down the court, intercepted by Schalabach. He brings it from the left side. Nice pass to Scholl, who rolls it up, but it spins out, and then the rebound goes into the bleachers. It's a Crown Point basketball.
Yeah, Northridge not finishing on the glass. They want fouls, but that's contact. Let him play inside. I like that.
So Scholl nearly had that chance. He was able to roll it up with the right hand, but then it just spun out, and then the rebound gets knocked out of bounds by the Raiders. Caden Rhodes handles just at the logo for Crown Point.
Northridge are now in a 2-3 zone, kind of an amoeba zone here.
Shaw has it at the elbow, looks to take it forward, nearly steps out of bounds as he skips it back up top to Rhodes.
I think they wanted a travel call, but it was probably a block.
Left side Peters, back to the logo where Rhodes scans the floor. Rhodes to Darrell, his corner three. Off the front iron, skips forward. Peters puts it in the air where Johnson takes it for the layup, and he converts.
Nice play by Johnson there, controlling the basketball.
Peters got the deflection, but then it was Hayden Johnson who was able to settle it down and take it coast to coast. 11-6, Crown Point leads with 1:47 to play in the opening quarter.
Got to use a ball fake and get the ball on the free throw line.
Left front court, Peters has it. Centers it to Rhodes. Rhodes takes a look at his options. Crown Point standing still right now as Peters and Rhodes play catch going from left to right.
Yeah, we've seen this 4-high zone offense that they run.
1:26 left to play. Rhodes at the logo. Sends it to Darrell at the right wing. Back up top to Rhodes.
I'm not real sure what the post guys are doing or supposed to be doing.
Shaw at the elbow. Sends it backward to Rhodes, and then he just angles it to Peters on the left side. Back up top to Rhodes. 1:05 left to play. Crown Point leads 11-6. So Caden Rhodes handling things, the senior. And the first man off the bench for Crown Point tonight goes to Darrell in the corner. Darrell with a jab step forward. Tosses it back up top. Wilson's catch and release three-pointer. It's good.
Great dribble penetration. Paint touch there by
Michael Wilson with the three-pointer makes it a 14-6 lead. Northridge looking to answer. James looking in the paint for Scholl, but there is a foul on the Bulldogs, and it will be against Shaw.
It's the offhand. It's the backhand when you're reaching around. It's kind of like that pass interference call.
So Shaw fouled as Scholl was trying to reel in the pass. Crown Point will bring in Reed Cagey.
Yeah, we saw the number 30 for Northridge, Parker James, this morning make a couple threes. This guy here is a shooter that Scholl's guarding.
Schalabach skips it towards Scholl, but it's swatted away by Shaw. So they were looking for the big man down low, but Shaw breaks up the pass. The Raiders will have to adjust.
And you don't want to leave James too much. He'll shoot it right there in the corner.
James takes it from the corner, sends it up top to Rumfelt, and then the left side three-pointer from Johnson is good. Northridge draws within 5, trailing 14-9 with 22 seconds left to play in the quarter.
Yeah, we said he had 68 threes before this morning's game on the year. He's a shooter. You got to know where he's at.
Bryce Peters at the logo with 11 seconds remaining. We're in the opening quarter of the semi-state championship. Peters angles to the right, pulls up for a deep three-pointer, and he sends it right down the pipe as the quarter expires. Crown Point leads 17-9 after 1. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a little bit, so stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work, you're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
We'd like to remind everyone that tonight's live stream is powered by Absolute Power Systems in Griffith, providing exceptional service for industrial engines, pumps, and generator power systems. For more info, visit AbsolutePowerSystems.com. Absolute Power Systems, powering your business absolutely. So after Peters nailed the three-pointer to end the second quarter, or end the first quarter, Crown Point starts the second quarter with a 17-9 lead. Down low, the Raiders have it, then work it back up top to Schalabach. His three-pointer rattles off the back iron. Romalaski gets to the rebound. It's brought forward by Shaw. His topside three-pointer rolls off the iron, rebounded by Scholl. Scholl down the floor to Johnson. Back to Schalabach, follows the screen as he spins at the point. Johnson fakes the right wing three-pointer and then just tosses it backward to Schalabach. He tries to thread the needle towards Scholl, but it gets away from him and rolls out of bounds.
Yeah, that's just a really hard angle.
So now Crown Point inbounds it from their baseline. Shaw to Peters. Peters with his first points of the outing on that buzzer-beating three-pointer. Now he runs things at the point, looking for some movement away from the basketball. Gets it to Shaw at the right wing.
A little clear out there.
And a topside three-pointer from Molaski is good. Cooper Molaski has been heating up from beyond the arc in this doubleheader.
No kidding.
Makes it a 20-9 lead for Crown Point. He had 2 triples in the semi-state semifinal and then starts the second quarter with 1 today. As Schalabach was bringing it forward, he was going up for the layup where the ball was then knocked loose by Shaw. So it'll be an inbound from the baseline for the Raiders. Schalabach lofts it forward to Jake Scholl. Scholl at the top of the arc, looks in the corner to Schalabach. To Brady Scholl in the post, and he fills it up for 2.
He's just a nice player. He squares up, strong, good feet.
Scholl brings the Raiders within 9. Darrow moves along the perimeter, connects with Shaw at the left side. Shaw driving forward, sends a Raider defender toppling over, and the foul will be on Shaw. Hayden Johnson took one for the team there. That'll be Shaw's second foul.
Yeah, I don't know if he put his shoulder down into him or what, but he lost control of the basketball. I don't know what happened.
So the Raiders will look to capitalize off that foul with 6:29 remaining in the second quarter. Crown Point leads 20-11. Hayden Johnson crosses midcourt after taking the charge, sends it to Jake Scholl. Scholl rolling to his right, nearly loses his dribble, has KG guarding him. Johnson working towards the corner, has Brady Scholl cutting up top. Now Scholl handles things in the front court. His hand off to Johnson. Johnson from the elbow, off the back iron. Scholl gets the rebound, but then Rhodes wrestles it away, and the Bulldogs take over.
Nice hands there by Rhodes.
Rhodes, top of the arc, looks to his left, finds Wilson. Wilson had 3 points in the first quarter, but he'll add 2 more to his name as he banks that one in from just underneath the basket. 22-11, Crown Point leads as then Gorbel drives forward, tosses it up, it's good, and there's a foul. So Gorbel with a chance to make this a 3-point play as he heads to the line for the and one.
That's 2 fouls on Darrell as well. 2 leading scorers are down with 2 fouls in the second quarter.
And we saw Darrell contribute a team-high 22 points this morning. As the free throw is good, so it's a 3-point play for Gorbel. Crown Point leads 22-14 with 5.5 minutes to play in the second quarter.
And Northridge back to that 2-3 zone.
Kingston Rhodes tries to skip it forward to Peters, but it was kicked away by Johnson into the Northridge bench. So the Bulldogs will regroup here.
Yeah, all you got to do is go 2 guard. Just put 2 guards out front, 1 in the middle and 2 in the corners. You're going to be okay.
Rhodes with the left-handed dribble. Drifts back to the logo. Skips it to the left wing where KG has it. He turns back, goes to Rhodes. Now Rhodes looking for a partner to pass to. Finds Wilson. Wilson just beyond the line. Sends that one off the back iron. The rebound is loose. Rhodes tracks it down. The Bulldogs have it. Rhodes loses his dribble at his shoes. It's still loose. He pokes it forward to Mulaski, and he finds Wilson at the top of the arc. Now the Bulldogs settle things down.
I don't know how he kept that alive, Leo.
He just got the fingertips on it and sent it to Mulaski in the corner.
He was crawling.
And he just did not give up on that play at the baseline. I think Northridge thought it was rolling out of bounds. Here's Rhodes at the left wing. Rhodes pulls up for 3. And he knocks it down.
Probably got fouled too, man.
Rhodes makes it an 11-point lead for the Bulldogs with his first field goal of the game. Northridge takes a timeout. Northridge takes a timeout with Crown Point leading 25-14 with 4:39 left to play in the second quarter. And we've just kind of seen it seems like every possession, a different Bulldog finds a way to score. That's been the recipe all season for them, and it's been working here at Semi-State.
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's like, and I know it doesn't sound that influential, but they have 8 guys that can score 5 points or more, that have averaged 5 points or more.
That adds up.
That adds up. That's 40 points alone there. You know, and like I said, I mean, Northridge has 1 loss on the year, but they have 2 major threats that can score, and that's just much easier to scout than having 8 guys that can score.
Yeah, we've kind of talked about it all year with Crown Point. It seems like every time we see them, they could beat a team in a different style of game just because of that depth they have.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to go on a deep postseason run.
And they can score from the perimeter and inside.
Johnson with the handoff looking for Gorbel, but it's wrestled away by Wilson. The sophomore swims his way through a defender, sends it short off the front iron, rebounded by KG. Mulaski swings it left side Peters.
I was going to say, these 50-50 balls are also helping the Bulldogs.
As then Peters was angling into the paint, he draws a foul. That stops time with 4:15 remaining in the quarter. Crown Point ahead by 11, 25-14. So the Bulldogs will inbound it from the baseline, just in front of the Northridge student section. Peters lofts it up to Rhodes. Rhodes moves a couple steps to his right and then connects with KG. Quick handoff to Wilson. Wilson just in front of the Northridge bench. Left side, Rhodes has it. Tosses it to Mulaski.
They could stand to be a little patient with their 2 leading scorers on the bench.
Yeah, just under 4 minutes to play in the half. And they lead by 11 as then Rhodes is ripped down to the floor. Peters tries to pass it, but it's punched away and into the crowd. It'll still be a Crown Point basketball.
They're just playing with a lot of energy right now. Getting, again, those 50-50 balls, those are something that coaches talk about all the time. It's just straight effort.
Rhodes takes the inbound. 3:45 before halftime. Crown Point hanging on to the lead. Peters locates KG, who then sends it towards Wilson. And Crown Point just moving it around the horn here. They locate Rhodes at the right wing. Rhodes backwards to Wilson. And then Mulaski pulls up for a topside three-pointer.
Yeah,
it was high and wide, away from the basket. Wilson tries to settle it down, but it rolls off his hand as he was trying to throw it back into the court, so it falls out of bounds.
Yeah, if you're Coach Swan, I mean, I know Mulaski's been efficient today, but that was a not needed shot. I mean, you're talking about the ball movement. It was beautiful. They were moving the balls side to side. They were going to get something.
Brady Scholl now getting Northridge their first possession in about 2 minutes of game time, trailing by 11. Scholl spinning his way through traffic, rolls it up and over, good for 2. Scholl brings the Raiders within 9, trailing 25-16 at the 3-minute mark.
Scholl's wincing right now. He's hurt pretty good. You can't put weight on that left foot.
Here's Rhodes at the logo. So Rhodes takes a look at his options. Finds Wilson. Wilson's right wing three-pointer is good. Michael Wilson adds to the Crown Point lead. They're ahead, 28-16.
Yeah. I know it would take a pterodactyl to get him off the court, but he does not look 100% right now.
As Scholl tries that three-pointer, and it goes off the support system of the basket. And so it's whistled to halt play. As Scholl really dealing with some discomfort, even when he pulled up for that three-pointer. Caden Rhodes back on the floor for Crown Point. Kingston brings it forward. 2 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the quarter.
It's that four-corner offense here, Leo. So they spread it out. You got 12-point lead, 2 minutes left.
At the left front court, Peters drives forward. Back up top to Kingston Rhodes. Kingston fakes the drive left, goes right, but then loses his dribble, but Scholl was unable to contain it. It rolls out of bounds, last touched by the Raiders.
Again, Crown Point, it's just not bouncing Northridge's way right now.
Crown Point really controlling possession with Shaw and Darrell both on the bench right now.
Yep.
And just that ball movement has been efficient here. Caden Rhodes running things.
I mean, we know they're both Division I athletes, but there's a testament to the depth of Crown Point.
Peters through the middle, kicks it to the corner to Wilson. His three-point attempt takes a high carom off the front iron, rebounded by Scholl. Scholl sends a pass down the floor to Schalabach, right back to Scholl. Scholl walking the tightrope along the perimeter. Peters breaks up the pass. Peters driving from the left side. His layup is good. Peters with the steal and the two-point deposit makes it a 30-16 lead for Crown Point.
The defense is just so disruptive, Leo. It's so long, and they're active. There's another one.
Caden Rhodes with a steal this time. Caden Rhodes slashing from the left side, draws a crowd down low, and then he's sent sliding into the Northridge student section. There will be a foul on one of the Raiders defenders. The back-to-back steals for the Bulldogs. Rhodes heads to the line, looking to cash in. Just going to take a look at the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard. At the winner of this game will get the winner of the New Albany and Mount Vernon game. And right now it's Mount Vernon leading 28-24. So that will be certainly a story to monitor, as you can find the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard, sponsored by Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
You have to know that Northridge is going to make a run.
Yeah.
So if you're at Crown Point, you want to add on as much as you can. I said that early this morning. Just when you get a chance, you got to add on because Northridge is going to make a run here at some point.
Caden Rhodes helps out by knocking down both of his free throws, makes it a 32-16 lead for the Bulldogs with just over a minute left to play in the second quarter. Schalabach looking for a partner, finds Scholl. Scholl back to Schalabach just in front of the logo. Hand off to Johnson.
See, when he catches it, they're running somebody at him.
Scholl spinning his way into the paint, scoops it up with the left hand. It's good, and there's a foul. So Brady Scholl will look to complete the and one attempt with the free throw here. Scholl
Yeah, they want every time that Scholl touches it, leave your guy and go trap him and try to get him to get rid of the basketball unless you're guarding, their shooter, Hayden Johnson. Unless you're guarding Johnson, everybody else you can go help off of.
Scholl has 8 points, has a chance to add to that as he heads to the line here.
Yeah, he's got 8 of their 18. He's their guy.
Thad Campbell enters the game for Northridge. Scholl drops in the free throw, makes it a 32-19 score with 45 seconds left to go.
Well, this is that situation I was talking about this morning, Leo. See if they can hold it for one shot. They get the ball coming out after halftime. That momentum, I'm telling you, it's a kick in the gut to the Northridge defense if you can hold on to it here.
Crown Point playing the 4 quarters offense. In the middle, it's Peters. Has Rhodes on the roll. Caden Rhodes finds Kingston just a couple steps to his right. And at the line, it's Wilson. Wilson through the left post. Turns back, gets it to Kingston. Kingston up and over, but it's broken up by Scholl. And now the Raiders are on the move.
Yeah, you just didn't need it yet.
Johnson has 2 Bulldogs around him, tries a three-pointer. Off the front iron, the rebound. Scholl gets to it, but then it's knocked away by Caden Rhodes. With 2 seconds left to play in the quarter, the Raiders will have an offensive inbound. They look to get the personnel they want on the floor, calling Schalabach and Rumfelt back into action.
They're going to bring in a couple shooters here. Spread them out. Watch a lob here to Scholl.
So Schalabach from the baseline, just to the right of the basket. Skips it, looking for a partner. It's broken up by the Bulldogs, and time runs out. That's how the first half ends. The Raiders unable to cash in on the inbound. Crown Point leads 32-19 at the half. We will have plenty of analysis coming up after this quick break, so stay tuned. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports.
The line, so he's now at 9 points. 39-21 the lead for the Bulldogs.
He's probably the leading scorer for Crown Point right now, right?
I believe, yeah, that's still the case. As here's a right side three-pointer. No good. Johnson with a three-pointer. Peters gets the rebound. And then Peters was fouled. Johnson just sent the arms at him as he was moving down the floor.
Coach Swan wants an intentional foul. That was like one of those breakaway fouls in the NBA where they're just not doing it to stop a fast break.
And so the foul will be on Johnson. It'll be an inbound from the baseline for the Bulldogs. Yeah, Clint Swan still letting the referee hear what he thought about that. Here's Darrell for the corner three. Darrell sends it off the side, gets his own rebound, and drops it in for 2.
That's one of those. It's an intentional foul, but not too many officials has the guts to do it.
Schalabach handles after Crown Point extends their lead to 20, and then Kingston Rhodes is whistled for the foul. That will be his first.
When you're just as disruptive as Crown Point's defense is, you're going to get those reach-in calls,
right?
And you're good with it. Because how many times has it worked out for you here today? You know what I mean?
They've forced already a lot of turnovers through the first half and then the early stages of this quarter.
Nice spin move.
Scholl spins through the paint but sends it over, no good. Darrell on the long stretch pass, swims past one defender, then his next look, he will draw a foul.
Nice head fake there. Good discipline. Off 2 feet. That's a really nice job by Darrell.
So the foul called on Hayden Gorbel, and it will send Mason Darrell to the line to shoot 2.
A good look ahead there by Peters, too. Great outlet pass off the steal.
Darrell, who has 8 points in the game.
Northridge has got 4 fouls already this quarter. Crown Point shooting free throws the rest of this quarter.
Yeah. Darrell converts on the first free throw, makes it a 42-21 lead for the Bulldogs with 4:41 left to play in the third quarter. Darrell on the second free throw. Goes off the front iron. The rebound snagged by Rumfelt. And here come the Raiders. Johnson has it in the right front court, and then just in front of the Raider bench, a timeout will be called. Stopping time with 4:33 to go in the third quarter. Crown Point leads 42-21 A reminder that at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, the business professionals.
I think if you're Crown Point, you want to keep working to extend the lead. I know it's not. We're up by 20, Coach. We're okay. No.
Yeah.
Extend the lead. They got off to a good start this quarter, outscoring Northridge 10-2 here in this quarter. But you got to keep building. You cannot let up. This is the semi-state. You can't let up.
Because you have to expect a run is coming, a push is coming from Northridge, so you want to make sure you just continue distancing yourselves. As we look at the Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard, we see in the other semi-state game, Mount Vernon leading over New Albany 40-30, so you can kind of keep monitoring that, as that's brought to you by Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Our semi-state game, it's Crown Point leading 42-21. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
One of the fun parts about this tournament, like we said earlier and today, Northridge brought their whole town here.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting for something to cheer for. It's kind of been kind of quiet for them tonight,
We certainly saw in the earlier game against Homestead, they had a lot to cheer for. They were extra man on the court in that second half.
There were about 4,000 officials in the stands here this morning. They were not pleased with the officiating.
So now they get ready for the inbound from their own bench. It goes to Schalabach. The senior averaging just about 3 points per game. Skips it forward to Scholl. He handles things at the top of the arc. Scholl swings it backward to Johnson. Johnson cuts to his right. Step back three-pointer. Rolls off the front iron. Rhodes and Darrell both going for the rebound. Neither can secure it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, you can't fault the effort.
Those are two of the players that just give the most effort defensively, both playing beneath the basket at 5'9" and 6'2", but they get a lot of those rebounds. Here's Johnson at the right wing, 4:12 left to play in the quarter. Johnson just inside the arc, lofts it towards Scholl, but it's knocked away by Molaski, out of bounds.
Yeah, they're just making it really hard on that. And if you're a Northridge fan, there's no such thing as a 20-point shot. You got to get stops and scores and stack them together.
Scholl through the post, scoops it up with the left hand, it rolls in. So Scholl extends his point total to 13 as the Bulldogs lead 42-23. Peters has the ball just past midcourt, goes to Molaski, to KG along the perimeter, and then a foul call or a violation called on the Bulldogs. So they will give possession back to Northridge. Schalabach gets it to Rumfelt. Then Schalabach drives forward, tries to toss it up with the right hand. No good, though. It didn't really bend the way he needed it to. It just went straight up and down.
Yeah, again, I just think if you're Crown Point, you have two guys you have to guard. You have nobody else that's proven they can really put the ball in the basket on a consistent level.
Now the Bulldogs go into that four-corner offense, and they will draw the foul as Darrell was handling things. So he will head to the line to shoot two. As you mentioned, very early in the quarter, Northridge already at 5 fouls, so they will send Darrell to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, we've said it before. Darrell's crafty. That was kind of one of those NBA moves where you go under the defense and go into his arm. He knew exactly what he was doing there.
Darrell sinks the first free throw, so now he is Crown Point's leading scorer in the game, and he's at 10 points. MJ Wilson back in for the Bulldogs.
He was the leading scorer this morning as well with 22.
Darrell's second free throw off the back iron, rebounded by Scholl. Scholl brings it forward, draws a crowd. 3 Bulldogs around him, flips it left side to Schalabach. His three-pointer off the back iron, rebounded by Darrell. Darrell breaks out of it, and now he speeds down the floor, gets it to Wilson at the wing. Wilson just underneath the basket, banks it in. Wilson now has 10 points. Here's Johnson with a left side three-pointer. Off the rim, rebounded by Peters. Peters takes it forward, stretch pass down the floor to Wilson, just underneath the basket. It goes wide and away, knocked out of bounds by Molaski. So with 2:53 remaining in the third quarter and Crown Point leading 45-23, Northridge will have a inbound from baseline.
Your Crown Point, if you're Coach Swan, I know you like your scorers running like that, being aggressive, but there's nothing wrong with killing some time
Slowing
and getting a
things
good
down a
shot.
bit.
I mean, you're up by 22. Let's get a good shot, pass up a good shot for a great shot, you know.
Hayden Johnson handles for Northridge. He has 5 points. Gets it forward to Scholl. And then Scholl, the Crown Point fans wanted to travel on him, but he hands it off to Janes. Back to Scholl in the paint. He lofts it up and it rattles around down the middle. Scholl now with 15 points and can add one more as he heads to the line for the and one.
He went to his left, but he went back to his right to shoot it. I think you still can continue to push him to his left.
So here's Scholl at the line.
And it's hard to trap him when he's in the middle of the court. You know, like I said earlier about running the guy to him, if he's in the middle, he's still going to go straight to the rim. He's really good at getting more south. He gets to the rim very well.
Scholl's free throw, drops it in. So now he brings the Raiders within 20, trailing by 19, 45-26, with 2.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Peters drives down the floor, looks for a partner to pass to. Peters cuts through from the left side, passes up top to Rhodes. He circles back to the logo. Rhodes has Campbell in front of him, weaves his way from left to right. Wilson up top to Darrell, and then he gets it to Peters, who will settle things down. Crown Point settling into the four corners offense. Peters and Rhodes rotate spots as now Rhodes handles in the left front court.
One thing you got to do is you got to be careful of them long passes. They had some long passes this morning.
Peters through the paint, gets knocked down to the floor by Scholl, and Peters is down.
How is that not a foul?
Scholl just upended Peters down, and he is in some discomfort beyond the play as a foul then called on Crown Point underneath their basket. That was certainly a...
We got parents on the floor.
Yeah.
We got everything on the floor.
So we're getting things settled down. Darrell is also in some pain at midcourt. So a lot to digest on that last play. We had Peters driving to the basket. He gets sent down to the floor by Scholl. And then Northridge brings it down the floor where then Crown Point is called for a foul as Peters is being helped off the floor.
Yeah, it looks like Darrell's got a groin or something. He's holding the end of his leg. It might be worth a timeout for Coach
Yeah,
Swan.
just settle things down.
Regroup a little bit.
As they have two players injured in the same sequence. And that was just a lot to... I was just surprised they let things play as long as they did with Peters injured underneath the basket.
Yeah. He got hit pretty hard, and a lot of times when you hit the ground hard and kind of slap your hands, it sounds worse than it is, and that's what we hope. Right, but
so Darrell and Peters are both off the floor.
Yeah, they were both able to walk.
Shaw is back in, as is Caden Rhodes. This is the first we've seen of Dikembe Shaw in some time, as he was in a bit of foul trouble with 3. Scholl handles things at the point, and so that next man up mentality continues for Crown Point. Scholl trying to drive past the Rhodes brothers, and a foul will be called. We'll see which Rhodes is whistled for it. It'll be on Kingston, his second.
Yeah, that was a little hand check. So the Crown Point crowd's getting a little vociferous now. They got to stay focused. You're up by 19 here at the end of the third quarter. You got to stay sharp and, the big picture.
Scholl drops in his first free throw. 45-27 the lead for Crown Point as Scholl has 17 of the 27 for Northridge. With 1:38 left to play in the third quarter. Scholl converts the second free throw. He goes 2 for 2. 45-28 the lead for the Bulldogs. Shaw into Rhodes. Kingston Rhodes brings it forward with the left hand. He has Campbell just in front of him. Rhodes skips it forward to Wilson. Wilson, no look past to Shaw. Back up top to Caden Rhodes. He swings it to Kingston.
Good decision there by Shaw to pull that out.
Kingston tries to crossover, works his way through the lane, kicks it to Molaski in the corner. Molaski across the floor, left front court to Shaw. 1:15 left to play in the third quarter. Shaw fakes left, goes right. Looking to move through the paint. Molaski and Shaw play catch. Shaw has it in the right front court, has Scholl in front of him.
I think he can take Scholl to the basket anytime he wants, but he's being very, very disciplined here. Good choice by Shaw.
And then Shaw is kind of able to bait Scholl into taking a foul.
I don't know what that was there. I think that was just a lack of discipline.
Scholl just kind of reaches out trying to separate Shaw from the basketball, and he'll be tagged for the foul.
You didn't need it at that point. What's the point there?
It brings Shaw to the line to shoot 2. He connects on the first free throw. Shaw now with 7 points in the game, and so for Crown Point, we'll see with Peters and Darrell sidelined a little bit. With Shaw with 3 fouls, if they're still cautious with him or if they'll really lean on him here with time dwindling in the third quarter.
I think Shaw's going to come out here.
And KG waiting in the wings to sub in.
Yeah, and Mason Darrell, like I said, he's icing that inner groin. That doesn't get better quickly. You know what I mean?
As Shaw unable to convert on the second free throw. So Northridge handling the rebound. Hayden Johnson has it at the logo. 47 seconds and counting left to play in the quarter. Scholl has it in the front court. Scholl holds it high, swings it to Gorbel. Gorbel with a left-handed dribble. Gets it to Jake Scholl. His three-pointer no good. The putback doesn't find its way home. The third chance attempt from Brady Scholl eventually goes through. So they cut the deficit to 16, 46-30. Crown Point leads with 23 seconds to play in the third quarter.
As close as it's been in a while here.
Here's Kingston Rhodes through the lane. Skipping his way forward, but there's a foul called on Northridge.
I don't know if they're purposely trying to foul. It looks like they're almost reaching out trying to grab him. Isn't it weird? It's a weird look.
Yeah. It's just kind of extending the hands as he's already going by.
Yeah.
So Kingston Rhodes will get ready to shoot 2 free throws. His first is good, as KG will take Shaw's place on the floor. So Rhodes now with 4 points for the Bulldogs. Rumfelt back in for the Raiders. Here's the second look from Rhodes. It rattles around but then drops down the middle. Good. So Rhodes goes 2 for 2, gives the Bulldogs a little boost. They lead by 18, 48-30 with 15 seconds to play in the quarter. Here's Scholl. Scholl gets it to Johnson. His left side three-pointer. Off the back iron, no good. The rebound loose. Scholl takes it and scores. Long stretch pass to Rhodes. As time expires, Rhodes with the three-pointer. Off the front iron, no good. So that's how the third quarter will end. Crown Point leads 48-32. We will step aside when we come back. It's the fourth quarter here in the semi-state championship. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Sometimes the hardest part of improving your business isn't coming up with a great idea. It's knowing what to do with it. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services is ready to meet all your industrial and commercial construction needs. Whether it's a small build-out or a complete construction project, Chester will design, build, and finance. Our team eliminates multiple contractors, providing you a single point of contact while staying within your budget. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services, turning your ideas into realities.
With electrical services from a...
Stay with us after the game, and we'll name the Proud to Be Union Play of the Game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union ironworker. Leo Staudaher and Doug Nelson with you on the call. Zach Miller and Thomas Marsh on our crew. Our management team of Chris Ramirez, Mike Dewan, and Rich Castillo. As the fourth quarter's underway, it's Brady Scholl just underneath the basket, extending his point total to 24.
And Northridge is in a little 1-3-1 now, Leo.
Scholl with 24 of the 34 points for Northridge, as then Darrell sends it right at the shoe of Schalabach, who then has it play out of bounds off the carom.
That's what we talk about. This is kind of that mini run. It's kind of an extended run, but it's like a mini run here that Northridge is having.
Northridge was trailing by 21, has been able to work it down to 14 now. Shaw reels it in with the right hand, sends it to Wilson on the opposite end of the floor. Wilson skips it towards Darrell. Darrell from the elbow, works into the paint, rolls it up, it hangs on the rim and then falls through. Darrell up to 12 points, makes it a 50-34 lead for Crown Point.
Nice little head fake there. He's really good with that. Good body control.
Here's Hayden Johnson from the left side. Johnson tosses it up, it rolls away. Shaw and Scholl battle for the rebound, and the Bulldogs emerge with it.
Got numbers.
Rhodes to Shaw. Shaw works his way inside the arc. Down low, he's just able to drop it in with the left hand.
Yeah, Scholl was getting up, was slow getting back.
Shaw has 9 points for Crown Point as they lead with 6:48 left to play in the fourth quarter, 52-34. Scholl rumbling through the paint, serves it forward with the left hand. Him and Shaw get tangled up underneath the cup, and there will be a foul on the Bulldogs. It's on Shaw. It's his fourth.
One thing I was saying during the break, I'm impressed by guys like Scholl, that he's their scorer and he still gets theirs. He gets his. I mean, he's got 24. And he's a monster. He's going to sleep really well tonight.
His first free throw off the front arm, it just seems like he's still just able to follow through, get those second chance and third chance looks, and eventually get the points.
Yeah, scorers are going to score. But you just can't let anybody else go off, too.
Right.
Let him go off with him.
He sends the second free throw, no good. Darrell battling for the rebound. Jake Scholl gets it, sends it to Brady, and then Brady has it knocked away. It goes out of bounds, but last touch by Northridge. It's a Crown Point basketball. And the Northridge faithful not happy with that call. But we play on. Wilson to Rhodes. Over midcourt. Rhodes drifts backwards, switches up to a right-handed dribble. From the line to KG in the front court. Here's Kingston Rhodes, a step inside midcourt. Rhodes rolling from left to right, and then he draws a foul. The foul will be on Jake Scholl, the freshman. And still looking at that other 4A semi-state game. It's Mount Vernon leading over New Albany 55-52 in a close one.
Kingston Rhodes is one of those guys, he's very hard to keep in front of you.
As Rhodes trying to work around Scholl, follows the screen from Darrell. Rhodes in the left front court.
He's very shifty.
Goes right side Darrell. Darrell has 12 points for the Bulldogs, and then Jake Scholl takes the foul against Darrell.
That's that move I was talking about. You see him? He kind of works.
Steps into it.
He kind of steps into it and gets under the defense and then goes up into the defense. It's kind of like a Luka Doncic's move. He's a very heady move.
And now Caden Rhodes is back into the fray for Crown Point. Joins the rest of the crew out there. And he quickly receives the inbound from Darrell. So Caden brings it forward, has Kingston to his left, Darrell to his right. Rhodes goes through the middle. A quick give and go from Wilson. Now Rhodes circles back. 5:47 left to play in the fourth quarter. Crown Point leads 52-34. Rhodes to Darrell. Darrell driving through the lane to Mulaski in the corner. Up top, Rhodes. It's Caden Rhodes, his left-handed dribble drive. Curls back, swings it to Kingston Rhodes. Rhodes on the crossover. Working at the top of the key. Drifts back to the logo.
That's a reach-in.
And then Brady Scholl is called for the foul.
That's just a frustration.
That's his
reach-in.
third.
It's like guarding the Harlan Globetrotters, you know what I mean? They're just handling the ball. Both Caden and Kingston Rhodes were offered by Manchester, and this is why. I mean, they handle the ball, make really good decisions with the basketball, and they're strong.
Caden handles the inbound from Darrell. As Crown Point can be patient and set things up here. Kingston takes it inside midcourt, looks for Caden. So they have the Rhodes up top.
See, I don't like that pass.
And he sends it high in the air to Wilson, so Wilson has to leave his feet to bring it in, and that gives Northridge time to get to him.
Yeah, that's a kind of a dangerous pass, especially side to side, because the defense can then go and get a live ball turnover. I don't think you want to take your foot totally off the gas here. Not at all. I mean, there's a long way to go.
Caden Rhodes surveys the floor, sends it left side to Kingston Rhodes. Back to Caden. And they just play catch going from left to right.
But it is also very frustrating guarding this.
Yeah.
You're going to see guys just out of frustration reach in and grab.
Caden draws a double team, floats it down the floor to Mulaski, who camps out under it. Quickly tosses it over to Darrell. Kingston goes to Caden. Right side, Wilson. Skips it to the floor. Along the floor to Mulaski. It's loose. Rhodes heaves it up. No good. Scholl gets the rebound. And now it's brought down the floor by Gorbel. 4:33 left to play as Gorbel tries to hook it underneath the basket. No good. Mulaski gets the board.
You see, I mean, Crown Point killed 45 seconds at least.
Yeah.
They had the ball for less than 10 seconds and missed. It's so disappointing as a defense trying to come back.
Crown Point leads 52-34 with 4 minutes and change left to play. And then Caden Rhodes is fouled by Scholl. For Jake Scholl, that's his 3rd foul.
That's 5 team fouls.
Yeah.
Already.
So that's massive here in the late stages of the 4th quarter, putting Crown Point in the bonus with 4:14 left to play. And they lead 52-34.
We see some of the Northridge fans starting to beat the traffic. Starting to head out a little early.
Well, it'll make it easier to get out of the parking lot as it's a full house here.
Well, as we mentioned, they took parking in the parking lot very serious. Those guys were on their game. They made me move from one lot to the other.
The first free throw from Rhodes is good, so now he'll stay at the line for a second. It was a 1-and-1 look. And a timeout taken with 4:14 left to play, awaiting that next free throw from Rhodes. And the Bulldog fans starting to feel the excitement here, knowing that they're potentially 4 minutes away from a trip to Indianapolis next weekend, but still business to take care of here.
You don't want to let up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're still in the semi-state final Four game. You know, you can't be worried about running it up or anything like that right now. You have to keep your foot on the gas, and I really think you have to do that.
We'd like to remind everyone that tonight's live stream is powered by Absolute Power Systems in Griffith, providing exceptional service for industrial engines, pumps, and generator power systems. For more info, visit AbsolutePowerSystems.com. Absolute Power Systems, powering your business, absolutely. As we see Mount Vernon leading in the 4th quarter over New Albany, 61-52. That was a 3-point game just a few minutes ago, so the Marauders have really distanced themselves from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Mount Vernon's solid. They got Erdl kid, and he's going to Purdue, I believe, right? And he's probably the front runner for the Mr. Basketball Award. So a lot of talent still out here.
And here in Elkhart, it's Crown Point leading over Northridge, 53-34 with 4:14 left to play. And the inbound for Northridge, brought down the floor by Hayden Johnson. Brady Scholl will position himself in the post. A high pass intended for Schalabach. Rhodes applied pressure on him, and it gets knocked out of bounds, but that was another one of those passes lofted high in the air, and it makes it tough for the receiver to get to.
Yeah, I kind of hope your guy gets it. They're at half Crown Point's in that half-court trap now.
Schalabach looks for Johnson on the right side. Back to Scholl. Scholl fires it down low, where it's Rumfeld trying to bank it in, but it's no good. Rumfeld gets his own rebound. Wilson meets him. And a corner three for Janes off the back iron. The rebound grabbed by Darrell, and Darrell is fouled by Scholl, and that will be his 4th foul.
Yeah, that's we talk about the winning in Crown Point, but it's also the finality of a senior being done.
Yeah.
What a career Scholl's had, and again, he's going in on the Indiana Wesleyan, play for Coach Tonigal down there, and they have an amazing program at Indiana Wesleyan. He's going to have a great career, but it's just hard being done.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it all. It's just hard.
As Darrell rolls in the first free throw, brings the Bulldogs back up to a 20-point lead as they get ready for the next free throw. It goes off the back iron. Wilson tries to grab it with the right hand, but then he's knocked down to the floor as he couldn't quite corral it. It goes out of play. And here come the Raiders. Freeman Schalabach handles. It's also a senior-heavy group for Northridge, making their first appearance in semi-state, so a lot of emotions on the court here. Johnson draws a double team on the right side, skips it to the corner to Scholl. He pulls up for 3 and sends it right down the middle.
17-point lead. The team that Northridge beat this morning, Homestead, only had 1 senior in their program. So
yeah, they'll be back next year.
You think you've got to figure they're going to be back, or at least possibly making a good run.
is that three-pointer from Scholl. He has 27 of the 37 points for Northridge as a foul called on Gorbel, his third. It will bring Caden Rhodes to the line for a pair of free throws.
As we said, he
makes the first.
Yeah, he's got 27. Johnson's got 5, and then there's 6 other points out there. I mean,
it's been few and far between for Northridge, while then you look at Crown Point, the depth scoring they have, with Darrell leading the way with 13 and just several other players knocking on the door of having a 10-point game, but it's just been timely shooting from Crown Point.
Yeah, and it's just when it comes in big minutes, it might be a Molaski 3 or a Molaski putback. And
Scholl tries another right side three-pointer. It's no good. Into the hands of Rhodes. He has 2 Northridge players around him, boxed into the corner. He finds a way out. The outlet pass to Kingston Rhodes as Kingston brings it forward in the post. To Shaw down low. He banks it in for 2. And a foul will be called on Scholl. That will be his 5th. And it will bring Shaw to the line to complete a 3-point play. And that'll do it for Brady Scholl.
What a career. Congrats to the young man. Good luck. What a run.
So a bit of a bittersweet moment as he fouls out of his last game, but gets a well-deserved ovation from the crowd. It's not the way you want to end your last game, but at least he has been recognized, so to say, as the Northridge fans make him feel seen here.
Well, it's impressive. You know you're good when the Crown Point chants cheering for you as well.
Shaw fills up the free throw to complete the 3-point play. He now has 12 points. It's a 59-37 lead for the Bulldogs with 2:50 left to play. Here's Janes. Janes breaks past Darrell, gets it in the post for a give and go. Janes looking right side, but the pass is intercepted by Kingston Rhodes. Molaski tosses it backward to Darrell. Darrell fakes right, goes left, trying to weave his way through traffic.
Wow.
Serves it up and good. So Mason Darrell draws the foul in the process too. Nicely done. He will head to the line for the and one. It's Hayden Johnson's 4th foul as Northridge will bring Thad Murphy back into action as Rumfelt receives a curtain call as the Schalabach. Jake Scholl returns, and Adam Ambers, the 6'3" freshman, makes his first appearance of the ball game.
Yeah, as of right now, this is the lowest point total for Northridge all year.
Wow.
So the defense of Crown Point has really come to play.
Northridge emptying their bench, bringing in Carson Conley and Preston Konechny, a couple more underclassmen. Crown Point has some subs waiting to enter. We'll see Griffin Hughes. And Carson Boomsma, as well as Jack Lux.
I think somebody from Crown, they got like 7 guys on the court right now. I mean, I know they're good, but you gotta
somebody's
got to come out.
But so with a bit of a lopsided score here, it's an opportunity for both teams to empty the bench, get everybody in. With 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to play, Crown Point leading 61-37. Let's talk about just how Crown Point's been able to do it this year. With just that strong supporting cast, that depth they have. Darrell takes the foul so he can bring the subs back in. So Darrell gets his curtain call. Michael Wilson will take his place on the floor. Shaw gets the ovation as well as he's brought out. So just what a moment for these seniors for Crown Point. Their 3rd consecutive appearance in semi-state, and now seemingly finally able to get over that hurdle to finish the season in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and I said it this morning, it's just so impressive to see a bunch of guys accept their role.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, you got a bunch of guys, 8 guys averaging 5 points or more. In other programs, they could have scored more and got more for them. But here they kind of gave up some. They sacrificed some to win and an opportunity to play for it all.
really buying into the program, as then Wilson draws the foul. He will head to the line for the and one look. So Wilson with 12 points too. The sophomore kind of quietly working his way into double figures.
He's just long.
Yeah,
he's long. He's aggressive. He makes things happen, and he gets a lot of touches to the basketball.
He completes the three-point play, extends his total to 13, with just over 2 minutes left to go. Crown Point leads 64-37. As the foul is on the Bulldogs, it's on Wilson. So Northridge will look to try to develop something here. And
it's funny how the Crown Point, their defense is so used to being up and in your face, and their staff's got to be like, hey, just back off.
Right, just kind of settle down a bit here.
Keep them in front of you.
But that just relentless attack they have is a topside three-pointer from Ambers, breaks wide. Crown Point pushes it down the floor. Lux works around the perimeter, pulls up for three, off the front iron. The rebound goes to Drohosky, but he can't settle it down. Ambers takes over. So Northridge with a few freshmen on the floor. This is valuable reps getting to play in semi-state as it's banked in for two from Konechny.
Well, you can't find a nicer guy than Coach Swan. Not only is he an excellent elite coach, he's a nice human being, and you root for a guy like that, period, and good things happen, and for him to finally get over that edge and take Crown Point to the state championship, congrats to him and his staff. I mean, it's no small feat in the 4A class. I mean, any class, of course, but
it's a huge moment for the program as they're just a minute away from punching their ticket to Indianapolis as Drohosky drops it in for two, makes it a 66-39 lead. Down the floor, Northridge has it, skipping their way through the paint. Off the mark, Hughes battles for the rebound, but it'll be a Raider basketball. 43 seconds left to play. Crown Point with the commanding 66-39 lead. And just moments away from celebration here in Elkhart. In the corner, Northridge has it, taking it to the post. And you look at just the road Crown Point has gone through to get to this point. That nail-biter against Lake Central in the sectional championship, beating Chesterton for a second time this season in regionals, and then facing two tough teams from Snyder, and then the quick turnaround for Northridge in semi-states, and really doing so in dominant fashion in both games.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, they were pretty fortunate to get past Lake Central.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it got their attention. Lake Central beat them up, and they kind of showed a blueprint of how maybe to get to Crown Point. But I've been impressed with Dikembe Shaw, how physical he played today.
Yeah.
It was the most physical I've seen him play all year, and I think that's a big reason why they're moving on.
30 seconds left to play as Lux brings it into the paint, and then he gets it to Wilson on the right side. Wilson drifts backwards as time's starting to run low. 20 seconds and counting. Wilson with the handoff to Lux. The senior holds things to the right of the logo. And the Crown Point fans getting on their feet with 10 seconds left to play.
You can't be, there's not a nicer guy than Coach Swan around. So you're just very, very happy for him.
So for Bulldog fans, they can turn their attention to next Saturday when the Bulldogs will be playing for a state championship as they defeat Northridge 66-40 to win their first semi-state championship.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Northridge as well. I mean, you were in the Final Four.
Yeah, it's their first time making it this deep in the tournaments.
That's one of those things. If they would have told you in the beginning of the year, hey, you're going to make it in the Final Four and have a chance of playing Indy, you would have taken it.
Yeah.
Right? Of course. I mean, any team in Indiana would have taken it, but
they finished their season with a record of 26-2. There's a lot to be proud of.
There's nothing to hold your head down about at all about that.
And so Crown Point now, as they finish the handshake line, they will get ready to bring out the ladders, cut down the nets, and celebrate with some hardware. We will have some trophies to hand out as well, some awards to hand out as some of the Crown Point and Northridge players come together at mid-court and wrapping things up here. So a nice moment of sportsmanship between both teams.
Yeah, no question.
What a great day for each of these programs, for Northridge and Crown Point. For Northridge, their road their journey reaches its end. For Crown Point, they extend their record to 25-1. They have won their last 11 games dating back to January, and they will be busy next weekend playing in the state championship as we were monitoring that other semi-state game. Not sure if that one's gone final yet, with Mount Vernon ahead 72-68. The picture starts to get a little more clear with Crown Point knowing they will be through one half of the brackets. So Crown Point being handed the semi-state trophy. They raise it at midcourt with many of their friends and family on the court with them. Just an exciting night for these players. Talk about just each step in the road to get to this point. You're adding more patches to the Letterman jackets with sectionals, then regionals, now semi-state, but they can turn their sights forward to one more game. It's what you wait all year for, playing at Gamebridge Fieldhouse with the state title on the line. We'll have some of our post-game hardware to hand out in a little bit, but it's also worth mentioning that Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Athletics and Sago Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Registration is now open for the spring-summer 2026 Crown Point athletic programs. For a complete list of adult and youth activities, visit crownpoint.info/league apps. Get a look at some of the final stats.
They were 18 of 24 from the line. That was much better than this morning.
Right, that was kind of the one kind of flaw in this morning's win, was they struggled at the line, and that was not the case this evening.
6 for 12 from the three-point line. That's going to help you. To Northridge's 2 for 14 from the three-point line.
Yeah, that really, they were still trying to get those looks in the fourth quarter, but just couldn't get them to fall their way. As it was Darrell and Shaw once again leading the way with points. Darrell had 13, Shaw had 12. Mulaski was right behind them with 9. And then how about Brady Scholl with 27 of the 40 points for Northridge?
Yeah, he's an Indiana All-Star, and that's why.
Yeah.
Good size, and he just, as I said, he didn't come out until he fouled out.
Yeah.
So he was going to play. He's going to be on the court until he couldn't legally be on the court anymore. So, yeah, it's impressive to have a guy that he's going to get all their shots, and he's going to get 20, and he still does.
What an effort. And for Crown Point, 20 points off the bench. There were stretches in the game where Shaw was in foul trouble, where Shaw and Darrell were both on the bench, and it was just those other players stepping in and just making those looks when called upon. It's just a true group effort for this Crown Point squad. When your two of your key seniors were maybe a little limited at times in the middle of the game, they just didn't let up. It was that next man up mentality, really contributing all the way.
Under pressure too.
Yeah.
And not just mop up time. He placed 8-9 kids in crucial moments, and but he's done it all year.
Yeah.
He didn't throw a guy.
Battle-tested players. Yeah.
He didn't throw him out there tonight in the first time and under the bright lights, and again, that's why they stepped up, and they're used to it.
So as we will start to, as the Bulldogs celebrate with some trophies on the floor, we will step aside. When we come back, we will hand out some awards of our own. So stay tuned. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
IBEW Local 697 isn't just wiring buildings. We're woven into the very fabric of Northwest Indiana. We're your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We stand in the same bleachers cheering for the same high school teams. When you hire a union electrician, you're not just getting the highest quality work. You're supporting our community. IBEW Local 697, proudly powering our own.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Sometimes the hardest part of improving your business isn't coming up with a great idea. It's knowing what to do with it. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services is ready to meet all your industrial and commercial construction needs. Whether it's a small build-out or a complete construction project, Chester will design, build, and finance. Our team eliminates multiple contractors, providing you a single point of contact while staying within your budget. Chester Inc. Architectural and Construction Services, turning your ideas into realities.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah! For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here!
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
The post-game show continues here at Northside Gym in Elkhart as Crown Point victorious over Northridge, winning 66-40. What a night it was for Crown Point as they win their first semi-state championship. It's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. We will go with, for the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game tonight was, from the Crown Point Bulldogs, Dikembe Shaw, the senior, the UIC commit, contributed 12 points and really was limited by some of that foul trouble in the middle portion of the game, but was just able to kick it up a notch in the fourth quarter. At the end, was battling against Scholl all night and just made some timely baskets to help preserve the lead for Crown Point. Shaw had a block as well at a big time in front of the Northridge student section. He did a little bit of everything tonight to help the Bulldogs win, as right on cue, he is the first Crown Point player to climb the ladder to start cutting down the nets just in front of us. And moving along here, it's time to name the blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374, earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. We'll hand out the blue-collar player of the game to Brady Scholl of Northridge with 27 of the 40 points for the Raiders. Scholl, just with that gritty effort, you talk about how you knew he could score, and he still found a way to score, facing the toughest matchups from Crown Point. What a way to end his career with just a banner night with 27 points and over 10 rebounds to complement that. Or he had 9 rebounds, so just shy of the double-double, but beside the point, he had a very solid night. So that was our blue-collar player of the game. And now it's time to name the proud-to-be Union play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Ironworkers Local 395, to find out how you can become a Union Ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. Tonight's Ironworkers 395 play of the game was, with 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Mason Darrell had that fast layup, skipping his way through a couple defenders and then tossing it up for the and one. That was a great play by Darrell for the play of the game. That was tonight's Ironworkers 395 play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395, Union Strong. So the Bulldogs extend their win streak to 11 games. They improve their record to 25-1. You have to turn it all the way back to the last day of January for the Bulldogs' last loss. And that was to 21st Century, 74-60. And we do have a final, so we know who the Bulldogs will be playing next weekend in Indianapolis. Mount Vernon defeats New Albany 77-69. So if you're a Crown Point fan and have plans next Saturday, cancel those, because the Bulldogs are going to Indianapolis playing for state. But just look at this run for Crown Point, just some of the wins they have this season. That 81-70 win over Hamilton Southeastern, where Shaw had 40 points. 2 big wins over Chesterton, including one in the regional championship, winning a nail-biter against Lake Central in the sectional title game. And then 2, not to call them lopsided wins, but real big wins in the semi-state semifinal and championship, where you're able to get just about every player on your roster on the floor. Crown Point really doing a nice job this season, and a lot of memorable wins in the campaign. Just look up and down the schedule, just the one blemish, that loss to 21st Century, but undefeated in Duneland play, being strong on at both their home court and on the road, as we have some of the coaches now making their way up the ladder to cut down the nets. Some of the cheerleaders and other players cutting down the net to our far side. So just a fun atmosphere, as we will hopefully have some guests joining us for some interviews, as we sent Doug Nelson on a bit of a mission to go bring us some guests and get to hear from some of the people who made this night possible for the Bulldogs and their fans, winning their first semi-state championship here at Northridge. So we see, watching the players climb up the ladder makes you realize just how many different players contributed in different ways. This evening we see Mulaski. He had 10-plus points in the first game, 9 points tonight. Just player after player making things happen for the Bulldogs. And they are being recognized here in front of a full gym here in Northridge. Just what a fun night for Crown Point and the Bulldog faithful. As we'll see who will make their way up to join us for a post-game interview, but you talk about just the support system this Crown Point community has, with all the coaches, the players, athletic administrators, and just people from all over the school. This has been a long time building for the Bulldogs. 3 straight semi-state appearances, and now getting over that hurdle. You look at players like Shaw and Darrell, who were multi-year starters, and now finally getting that payoff to get to play in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. What a big moment for these players and the Crown Point program. As we are awaiting any potential guests on our post-game show, we are wrapping things up here, where Crown Point defeats Northridge 66 40 in front of a full house, about a few thousand fans in attendance. We are waiting on our first guest of the postgame show as Doug Nelson rejoins the broadcast, and we will have someone up here with us momentarily. We get getting things set up as
I saw you looking. That's my fan.
we have Cooper Mulaski joining us here on the postgame. Mulaski from the Bulldogs here with Leo Staudaher and Doug Nelson. First off, Cooper, congratulations on the semi-state win. What does it mean for you and your teammates to win the first semi-state championship in program history?
Well, I think it means everything. You know, these guys have been playing together for so long. It's funny to think that I'm the odd one out in this group because of how much I just love them so much and how close we are. But, like, this has been coming since, like, second grade for these guys. It's incredible. So I'm just so proud of them, so proud of us, so proud of our community as I'm looking out right now. See all these people just screaming for just cutting down the nets. Like, it's insane.
Cooper, I thought you played a really, really strong game today, and you were very efficient early on. We kept joking. You had like 12 points on 4 shots this morning, and you know you stayed hot this afternoon and played great defense and were strong around the rim. What is it? You know, one thing we were talking about also is about the roles you guys play. You have a lot of guys that could step up and be the man on another team, right? But you guys have all accepted your roles. Talk about that a little bit.
We're so individually talented. I'll be the first one to say that I'm the least talented in the starting lineup, but I do my job. I get my rebounds. I dive on my balls. And adding however many points I had in both games, I don't even know, to that role is just another step to help us win. So
yeah,
anything for it.
I love that. And again, that's why you're advancing, and you have so many weapons. We kind of talked about how you have 8 guys that average 5 points or more.
Yeah.
But scoring is only one part of it. You know, we've been so impressed with your defense. And talk about your deflections and how much you guys talk about that kind of thing and disrupt their offense. You guys, this is their lowest, offensive output of the year, and you held them to 40 points.
Yeah, well, I had a tough job today. I had a really tough job. That guy's so good.
Yeah, he is.
That guy's so good. Just to hold him under his average by 1 point is a huge accomplishment, I think.
Sure.
Because he is just so skilled, and my teammates did exactly what they need to do and stay home on their guys and just let me do what I can on that guy.
And then you made him work for every one of them. I mean, he was hurting. He's going to. I joked he's going to sleep pretty well tonight.
Well, so am I. He gave me some work too.
You did very well.
So, Cooper, we congratulate you on the semi-state win. We wish you the best of luck next weekend in Indianapolis, and just congratulations to you and your teammates.
Thank you very much.
So that was Cooper Mulaski of the Crown Point Bulldogs, as he had quite the day for Crown Point, punching their ticket to the state championship. The post-game show continues along here as we are on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Cooper. Good luck, buddy.
Have you heard? Stratford-Mantell was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratford-Mantell.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Headquartered in Griffith, Indiana, Absolute Power Systems has been delivering top-notch service since 2004, with a team of skilled technicians boasting extensive training on some of the biggest names in the business, like Cummins, Caterpillar, John Deere, Volvo, and more. They focus on providing exceptional industrial engine service and generator power system maintenance and repair. Check them out on the web at absolutepowersystems.com. Absolute Power Systems, powering your business absolutely.
When life takes an unexpected turn, you need someone in your corner. The Region Lawyers stand up for you when it matters most. Facing criminal charges, injured in an accident, our experienced legal team is ready to fight for your rights and protect your future. We believe every client deserves personal attention, honest guidance, and relentless representation. In the region, we take care of our own, and we are proud to stand up for the people of our community. Call the Region Lawyers today at 219-750-9380 for a free consultation. The Region Lawyers, the gold standard for legal representation.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship, the best hands in the business.
As we are still at Northside Gym in Elkhart, as Crown Point defeats Northridge 66-40 in front of a full house here. The Bulldogs and company cutting down the nets and taking some final pictures on the floor with the semi-state trophy and the rest of the fanfare. Doug, we talked a lot about how this one went. What were some of the final takeaways you had from the Bulldogs win over the Raiders?
I've just been so impressed with how, aggressively they've been playing the last couple of weeks, and they're playing to their best basketball right now, and they're doing a great job. They're playing together, and that loss we had the game, Leo, that 21st century, the 21st century game, the one where they lost,
right?
So that's what I'm talking about, and that kind of got their attention, and that kind of turned things around. So, that's that. Then they were destroying people since then,
right? They've won their last 11. Yeah,
you don't beat people by 26 in the semi-state. That doesn't happen.
No, even this morning's win, double
they've been
figures
rolling
as well,
since that loss. So, again, I'm excited for them next week, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the big win over Chesterton, as well as we will be joined by another guest on our post-game show, wrapping things up.
Hello, guys.
Here in the booth with us, up in the media level, we have Crown Point assistant coach Mike Holobeski with us as coach. First things first, congratulations on the semi-state win. Talk about just the playing in front of this near-capacity crowd, doing it against a tough Northridge team that only had one loss in the year prior to today, seeing your team come together and get this big win.
Yeah, first the crowd was amazing. It was almost like a home game for Northridge. They had their sectional here. I heard they're like 15 miles away, so we knew they would bring a lot, but wow, that was impressive, their support. But yeah, just playing in front of this huge crowd, and for us, Coach Swan did a great job of preparing us for this situation with our schedule.
Right.
Playing Indianapolis Cathedral, playing in the Hall of Fame, playing Brownsburg, and in these big venues. And the guys were ready. We told them, you guys are ready for this. So it was, all the credit goes to Coach Swan and making the schedule and being ready for a senior-laden team, and probably the best big man we have seen all year. And then the prior game this morning, which seems like a week ago, that we could have faced the best backcourt.
Yeah.
They were both, Wilson and Hogue were just both tremendous scorers. So we had to first concentrate in the morning on a backcourt, scoring, and then in the evening we're facing maybe one of the best big men in the state. So testament to our team.
So how do you do that? How do you prepare for that? Because you have no time.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm sure you guys, assistant coaches, Coach Swan said, you guys got this team, and you guys got this team, and you guys got the scouting report. How do you prepare for that?
So what we do is exactly how you said, we each had a team, and so I had Fort Wayne Snyder, Coach Argenta had Northridge, Coach Swan had Homestead, and off we go. So we just dive into that team and just break it down and get ready for them. So, when the draw came out, I knew I had Snyder, and I'm like, okay, I got to get to work. So Sunday night, I was just, hammering away in the film and the scouting report. And, of course, they chime in, too.
Sure.
We all chime in. It's not just one person and one team, but we all chime in. And, just, again, playing the teams, playing a Brownsburg team as big as they were, playing just an incredible player like Indianapolis Cathedral with Aldridge, which just gives us the confidence that, okay, we've seen this before.
Yeah.
We've seen really good guards. We've seen Ertl. We've seen Hayes. We've seen Kuhlman. We've seen these guys. So we can handle these guys and just give the confidence to the kids. Like, here's the blueprint. Just go get them.
One more. You got one, Leo?
Yeah, let's talking about the last couple of years, this team making it to semi-state. How rewarding is it, especially for the seniors, to finally get over that hurdle and make your way to the program's first state championship game?
Oh, it's fantastic, especially being here, at the venue where we've lost twice, with the long bus ride home after a loss. And these guys, they were so determined all day. And being here, we go back to the hotel. It is all business. Right. They're getting rest. They're getting their fluids. Maybe the first year, we were just kind of happy to be here. Second year, we ran into a buzzsaw with Fishers, But this year, the seniors just told the guys, hey, get to your rooms, get some rest, get some fluids. And we're just worried about, Northridge. They took care of themselves. Again, the experience of those guys being here. So it really helped.
Yeah, one more real quick. The role playing. You guys, we talk about. You guys have 8 guys that have scored 5 points or average 5 or more this year. How do you get guys to buy in?
That's
we talked about it, and that's hard these days. It's really hard these days because if they're not happy, I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that you're exactly right. And it's a credit to Coach Swan getting them to buy in, and the players. The players stuck with us. They know we have 6 seniors, and so when young guys step up like MJ. Reed, who doesn't maybe get the minutes he really wants sometimes, or Lux, but when their number is called, they jump right in and they're ready to go.
There's not much fall off.
Not much fall off at all. And that's what I think we told the guys, what's really going to help us tonight is we are a lot deeper than Northridge.
Yeah,
We said at half, just keep wearing on them, just keep wearing on them, just keep wearing on them. And they're going to turn the ball over. And you could see we extended our lead, even when Dikembe gets in foul trouble or Mason gets in foul trouble. We're like, next guy up.
Yeah.
And they step in and they do a tremendous job. I haven't seen the stats, but I know we outscored them, the bench, 10-0 in the first half.
20-3.
20-3. And that's incredible. That's incredible.
That's amazing.
And a testament again to our bench.
Yeah.
And like you said, not pouting and being ready.
Yeah.
So.
And that, again, it's just hard with kids these days to get them to buy into
100%.
that.
And that's all Coach Swan.
Yeah.
He talks to
I know
them
you guys work hard too.
We talk a little bit to him, but but Swan gets a lot of
we'll give
credit.
Coach Swan all the credit, though, right?
Oh, here he is.
Yes. Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
Good luck to you, buddy. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
So now we will be joined on the postgame show by Bulldogs head the semi-state round after the last couple of years for especially these seniors to get to play in the state championship.
I'm so happy for them, and it's funny because they're the reason we got through. You know what I mean? It's these guys have played in so many big games, in so many huge venues, that I think that probably had more to do with our success here tonight than anything. They just, you think about the number of games that they've played here in this semi-state, just the battles that they've had in the region, the Hall of Fame Classic this year, the Noblesville Holiday tournaments we've played in, and we've tried to take on as many great opponents as we can, and I think the biggest dividend was paid off tonight.
Absolutely. With talk about how the day went, where you had to play 2 different styles of games. First against Snyder this morning, and then turn around completely different game plan against Northridge. How was that buy-in from the players able to execute things today?
Well, the first huge bit of credit there goes to our coaches. I have the type of coaching staff that I can say, okay, Mike Holubowski, you have Fort Wayne Snyder. Okay, Jake Argina, you have Northridge. I'll take Homestead. I had the team we didn't even play.
Yeah.
and you know this being a coach, man, having a coaching staff where you're able to do that, it just makes a ton of difference. So the game planning, the scouting reports, the film sessions, all that stuff, that was my coaching staff. That had nothing to do with me, and they had these guys ready, and they came out and got it done.
Real quick, talk about your seniors. What a special group. And you're not going to realize, and you've done it for a long time, you're not going to realize how special they are till next year when they're not in the gym. You know what I mean? Running a practice. They could run it on their own.
100%.
You guys don't even, you know what I'm saying? Talk about them real quick.
You're exactly right. I mean, coaches could all get hit by a bus tomorrow, and we would be in good hands. The seniors would be able to take it. So I'm just so happy for them. I wanted it for them so badly. I tried to keep it out of my mind before the game how horrible it would be if we lost this game, and they delivered. I don't know what else to say. They delivered.
So what does it mean for you to get one more week with this group as you start to turn your attention towards next week's opponent, but still enjoying this win?
One more week, and just we have a lot of logistics to take care of.
Sure.
I have an 8 a.m. meeting tomorrow at the high school that I'm not particularly looking forward to, but it's just one of those things that's got to be done, and look forward to getting the guys down to Indy and getting to play.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to join us, and congratulations on the semi-state win, and wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Coach. You see it's Mount Vernon, Coach. You see it?
So that was Bulldogs head coach Clint Swan as we are wrapping up the post-game show here on the Region Sports Network. So again, if you haven't heard, next week it'll be Crown Point versus Mount Vernon in Indianapolis. That'll be an exciting matchup, and with the state title on the line, as we will be monitoring all the logistics of that matchup. Here is again a big win for Crown Point, and it's been a fun. There are still plenty of players and their families on the floor. They are enjoying this moment. That's the you talk about the postseason where you get excited for the next game, but you still have to enjoy these moments, the steps along the way.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part. Even there's one team in each class that'll be fortunate enough to win that last game, but as a coach, and I've gone through it, it's just. You don't want to be done.
Yeah.
There's groups that you work with that, like, man, I can't wait to be done with this group. But the special groups, the ones that advance or that really mean something to you, you don't want to be done.
Yeah.
And you just keep advancing, and you just get one more week with that group, and that's what it's all about.
I think that was it seemed like that was the sentiment just from each of our previous guests on the post-game show, as the Bulldogs they're finally bringing the nets back up to the hoops back up to the rafters without the nets, but getting ready to wrap things up here at Northside Gym from the Crown Point Bulldogs, victorious over the Northridge Raiders. Do we have one more guest, or are we?
No, we're good.
We are good to go. So we will roll through the credits here, as it's time to thank everyone involved with this evening's broadcast. To our management team, executive producer Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, and Mike Dewan, our sports director. To my broadcast partner Doug Nelson. To our producer Zach Miller, doing a great job of keeping everything on the up and up all day long. To Thomas Marsh for capturing a lot of great content that you could probably see on our social medias in a little bit. To the coaches of each side, Clint Swan of Crown Point and Scott Radiker of Northridge. The athletic directors, Crown Point's Bill DeRola and Ryan Bales of Northridge, and Jackie Roast of Elkhart, a fantastic host for us for this semi-state championship. And to the listeners at regionsports.com, YouTube/RegionSports, Facebook/RegionSportsNation. This is Leo Staudaher thanking you for listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.